So 300 UFC 300 delivered. It was an amazing event. I had a blast. Enjoyed from 3 p.m. until what was it, like 10:30 p.m. I watched the post fight press conference and everything. The new announcements which we're going to talk about. But let's go fight by fight real quick. As I predicted, I made some predictions. So let's see how I did. Overall, I did okay, I guess 7-6, I believe. Out of the 13 fights, I got 7 right, 6 were wrong. So I feel like it was good. That's almost a 50-50, but a little better. So first fight, Deiveson Figueiredo won by submission in round 2, minute 4. So I was correct there. The God of War beat Cody. And yeah, he's great. I love Deiveson Figueiredo. It's always good to watch him fun. It was a great fight, and I think he's going to do some more. Now, is he championship material for the bantamweight? Time will tell, but so far he's doing great. He's earning a spot right there in a very, very competitive division. Next one was Bobby Green, Jim Miller. Ooh, this was way more bloody than I thought it would be. I was rooting for Jim here. I wanted Jim to win. I think, nothing against Bobby. I like Bobby Green, but I thought Bobby didn't really recover fully, that he's not going to be at his A game. But man, sure, Bobby kicked the hell out of him, went to decision. Man, Jim was so beat up. He was bleeding from his entire face, from his eyebrow, from his under eye, over the eye. Like, I thought he lost an eye at some point. I hope he's okay. I didn't hear what the update is with Jim Miller, but even Dana White said he was at the hospital and his face looked bad. So Bobby won that. I was wrong on that one. Next one, Jessica Andrade beat Marina Rodriguez. Decision. Yeah, Jessica was just better. I was right on this one. Yeah, easy win. Not an easy win, but a win. A win for Jessica. Next one. I would have been right. I said Jalen is going to win. He's going to beat Moicano. Renato Moicano. However, Jalen at the end of round 1 decided to walk off for whatever reason. I guess now he's got this trauma in his head after almost attempting murder against Bobby Green. He went from that to walking off, letting his opponent recover, and losing the fight. Moicano submitted him in round 2. Sorry, not submitted him. That was a TKO. TKO in the end, yeah. I mean, I would have been right. So Jalen made a huge mistake. He could have finished Moicano, but Moicano went back at him and he beat him in round 2. So well played for Moicano. Not convincingly, obviously. He almost lost, but it is what it is. A lesson to be learned for Jalen. Then we went to the prelims. Diego Lopez. Man, Diego Lopez is so good. He had a really tough opponent, man. Sodiq Yusuff is no joke. And Diego Lopez proved once again, as the company is calling him the future superstar, they're not doing this for no reason. I mean, they've seen a lot of fighters through their lives and history of the company. So for them to make a big statement like that, for Dana White to say this kid is a future superstar, man, there's some weight behind that for sure. Because he sure is damn good. He's really, really good. And he's just getting better and better. And in this fight, he proved it on the big stage. I wish he got a bonus, but yeah, there was just so many good fights, too much competition on this one. So next one was Kayla Harrison. Well, I was right on that one as well. Yeah, so 2 for 2 in the prelims. Kayla just, yeah, she showed what she knows and how she does it, and it's just way better than Holly. Holly's an older age right now, so yes, definitely would like to see Kayla in that title contention. There's not many title contenders in the women's bantamweight, and the fact that Amanda Nunes had a reaction, I would love to see that. Before I saw Amanda's reaction, I told my wife, we were watching, I'm like, this is going to be, if Kayla does this again, or 2 times more, man, Amanda's going to come out of retirement. This is a reason for Amanda to come out. And yeah, that's very exciting for the women's bantamweight. Kayla Harrison with the decisive victory in round 2 with a submission. Next one, Aljamain Sterling, Calvin Kattar, arguably the most boring fight of the night. Went to decision. I mean, Aljamain beat Calvin. You know, I got to give it to him. I went against Aljamain. I thought Calvin Kattar is going to win this. I was wrong. Aljamain was the better fighter. And he proved he's on the feet. He was great. He actually, exchanged fights. He was a much faster fighter than Calvin. And obviously, with his grappling, he's just so much better. And he proved it. Yeah, so I just think Aljamain is not going to be... I don't see him as championship material in featherweight. I mean, featherweight, especially now, once we go through this entire card, it's just way too competitive. There's so many better fighters. But hey, good for Aljamain. I'm happy for him. Next fight, I was so sad by Alexander Rakic, my fellow countryman. He lost to Jiří Procházka. But I think we can all agree, out of all the losers of this card, he was the best performing loser, so to say. He really did great. It's just that Jiří is on another, not even physical level, not even technical level, I would say on another mental level. And his chin is just granite strong. He managed to take all those serious shots from Rakic and just hold his own, turn it around, and beat Rakic at his own game. Just incredible. Credible, well played for Jiří Procházka. Not over for Rakic by no means. I mean, I would love to see a rematch of Rakic and Blachowicz. That's what I would like to see. And then, Rakic having I would love to see these guys fight again. I mean, Rakic still has championship material. I mean, he fought like a world champion, but he managed to lose because Jiří is just insane. Insane mental fortitude right there. But anyways, moving on to the main card. Bo Nickal, as expected. Just wasn't as decisive. Also kind of expected because he had the hardest opponent by now. Cody Brunage, way more experience than any of his previous, has way more finishes than any of his previous opponents. But yeah, Bo Nickal even gave himself two thumbs down. I'm not happy with my performance, and that's okay. I mean, he just shouldn't give himself too much of a hard time. Like, you're going to be facing much harder and better fighters, killers out there. So yeah, it's good that he's giving himself a hard time, but also don't go too hard on yourself because it's going to get harder from now. And yeah, sure, you got all that pressure, all that weight on your shoulders. Everybody has expectations from you. The company sees you as the big next champion. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how he goes. But yeah, I'd love to see him fight a harder opponent and see how he does. Maybe he just had an off night. Who knows? All right, well, I was right on this one as well. Charles Oliveira, Arman Tsarukyan. Arman took the win, even though, oh my gosh, Charles was so close to submitting him like 2-3 times, I believe. Man, he had him and he managed to pull out of it, right? As Teddy Atlas said, he's like a Houdini, right? He managed to escape those tight chokes, man, because Charles had him like an anaconda. But kudos to Arman. He took the decision. It was a split decision, so it was a really close fight. And no real losers here, no real winners, because Arman did not do enough to face Islam. Right after this fight, they considered him probably. I think even Dana said he wanted to see these two fights. He wanted to see maybe Justin. So if Justin won decisively, or if Arman won decisively, or one or the other, they would have faced the champ. But in this case, hey, you know what? None of you deserved it, so it's going to go to Dustin. Dustin is going to be facing, that's the announcement, by the way. He's going to be facing Islam on June 1st, and that's UFC 302 in Newark, New Jersey. So exciting fight, but still, I think it's going to be relatively easy for Islam. But we'll talk about that some other time. So yeah, Arman gets away. Not over for Charles, obviously. He could have won, should have won, probably, but Arman is still a beast. And well-deserving, I think. Yeah, I think he won that clearly on the decision. Next, everybody says fight of the year, knockout, best knockout in the history, and that happened for the BMF title. Justin Gaethje attempted to defend the belt versus Max Holloway, but Max Holloway knocked out Justin Gaethje in the last second. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. You heard already. You saw the highlight on social media somewhere, because this was something different. It was different in the matter that, yes, we did see fighters point to the middle, but it was always the losing guy. We never seen the guy that was winning the fight point to the middle of the cage, giving the other guy a chance to knock him out. They went all out, no defense, and he managed to knock out Justin Gaethje out cold last second. Second two, he was falling. Second one, he was down. The referee stopped the fight. Incredible stuff. I mean, Max Holloway is the new BMF, and there's absolutely no doubt about it. We can even argue that he's the biggest BMF we had so far. He's bigger. He's a bigger BMF than Jorge Masvidal and Justin Gaethje, maybe even together. So I'm really happy for Max. He got 2 bonuses. Performance of the night, knockout of the night, whatever, and the best fight of the night. So 600,000 to Max Holloway. That's crazy. Crazy amount of money, plus whatever his show money was, plus his win money. So, and now options are big for Max Holloway. But just to talk about the fight, I mean, incredible. That spinning back heel, that broke the nose of Justin Gaethje, by the way. Kept him at bay, did a lot of damage throughout the fight. Just really well prepared, well fought by Max Holloway. Crisp boxing. I mean, look at his face. He went out with no damage. Like, he's just incredible. Nobody's seen this coming. Like, you can't tell me, like, even the guys that wanted Max to win, that were rooting for Max, you did not expect him to win this way. You gotta be kidding me. Like, there's no freaking way. So I was wrong on this one, but man, good for Max Holloway. And at least Justin Gaethje, yeah, he's, again, out of the title contention. It is what it is. You can maybe blame his manager, Ali, for taking the fight, but hey, we wouldn't have this piece of history, so thank you, Ali, in that sense. But now options for Max Holloway are insane. He can fight Conor McGregor. He can fight Islam, winner of Islam versus Dustin. I mean, not to mention contention for the Ilia Topuria for the featherweight. I think that's what he really wants. Ilia Topuria in Spain fighting that for the title. That would be crazy. And if anybody has a chance, that's definitely Max. He proved it last night. Next, Weili Zhang. She should have won in the first or second round. Yan is the other Chinese girl. She was incredible. I mean, that willpower. She did, she took everything. She literally fell asleep. She was choked out. Luckily, the referee didn't stop the fight for her, and we had a really good fight. It's just it was not as good as the previous one or the next one. But yeah, I mean, Weili is an incredible athlete. Defended the belt once again, well-deservingly, one of the best ever to do it. And Yan is no joke. Yan can probably beat anybody else in the division, to be honest. And I'd like to see a rematch of them at some point, but yeah, good job for Weili. And then the final fight, man, I doubted him. I was rooting for him, but I doubted he's going to win this one. But Alex Poatan Pereira versus Jamal Hill, holy crap. What a knockout. What a performance. What a guy. I mean, what a fighter. This guy, Alex Poatan Pereira, I mean, that knockout, just the way he did it. He received a kick in the groin. Herb Dean wanted offered a timeout, like, let's stop the fight, take a couple of minutes, chill out. He just pushed him to the side. He's like, let me do my business. And the next punch was the knockout punch. It wasn't even a hook or an uppercut. What he throws is like something in between. I think the guys after described it as a shovel punch. It's a terrific description, and that's what it is. It's like an in-between a hook and an uppercut, and he just throws it, didn't even fully land, but chipped the chin, and Jamal was lights out. However, didn't completely finish him, but then he just did the ground and pound, wrapped it up with some hammer fists. The end. All that trash talk, everything promising. And I even believed it, and not just because I believe Jamal Hill that he will knock out Poatan, is just the track record. And I don't know if, I don't think Jamal Hill was ever finished like this before. We know he was submitted, but he wasn't finished in this fashion. He wasn't knocked out cold like this. And Poatan did it. It's just incredible. It's just like I don't know. For me, this was the biggest moment of the night. I know that history, that Justin Gaethje and Holloway and everything is just, I was rooting for the guy, and he's the guy that I was rooting for surprised me. I did not expect him to win, and not in this fashion. I mean, it's just crazy. I loved it. I loved every minute of it, and can't wait to see Poatan fight again. I mean, he's so badass. He's like, can I fight on 301, which is in 3 weeks in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil? He already wants to fight, and not only anyone, he wants to fight a heavyweight. Tom Aspinall was there, maybe him, maybe somebody else. He's just looking for a bigger, better challenge, and he's like, I'm ready. I'm not damaged. I'm ready to go. And that's a BMF also on another whole level. I mean, he's a champion. So let me know what you guys think, but I love this event. I love that Alex Poatan defended the belt. This was the most exciting moment for me, along, of course, with the BMF fight and that crazy knockout, one of the craziest in the history of the UFC. But let me know your thoughts, and how did you do with your predictions? Mine was 7 right, 6 wrong, 7-6. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to Octacage MMA.